Fire it up, footballers. James from Spitting Fire coming at you with a brand new microphone. Fire it up. Let's get it going. Hopefully sounding good for you guys. Let me know. Work in progress on the sound. We'll make sure it sounds all nice and clear for you guys. But welcome to Spitting Fire, where we talk about Chicago Fire all the time. And of course, here tonight, we're here to prepare for MLS 2022. We have the Fire playing on February 26th, part of the slate of games that are going to open up the MLS season. Fire play, of course, at 5 o'clock, but they are not the first game on the schedule. We'll find out more about what's going on there. Take a look at some of these team previews. We're going to listen to some things and put a little reaction onto it, just to get prepared. So hit that like button, subscribe for Spitting Fire, and kick that like button. I'd greatly appreciate. Kick that like button like it's a corner kick, and you're trying to curl it into the upper corner of the net, away from everybody, or you're trying to get an assist. Either way, kick that like button like you're trying to score. And subscribe to Spitting Fire, where we talk Chicago Fire all the time, and ring that bell icon to get notified of our live streams where we talk live, we bring people onto the Discord and have a blast. And of course, we'll be streaming every Chicago Fire away match this season, as far as I can tell when I'm looking at the schedule. All right, Fire fans, so stay tuned for that, and you'll always be able to take a look at and have fun here for Chicago Fire away games. Head over to Discord, get that going. All right, we got the Discord going, and I'm just gonna get right into it. I mean, we could do a quick little season preview, go through Atlanta and United. We got Martinez, Almeida, Araujo, Moreno, Sosa, Rosetta, Andrew Gutman, Franco, Robinson, Lennon, and Guzan in net. Illinois native Brad Guzan. Key acquisitions were Thiago Almada, Ozzy Alonso, and Andrew Gutman. Key departures: Ezequiel Barco finally has departed. He didn't quite live up to the $15 million price tag and Grandois expectations when arriving at 18 years old as one of South America's most promising players, but he was part of the 2018 MLS winning team, though started no playoff games and was more of a focal point on the U.S. Open Cup and Championes Cup victories on 2019. He's now on loan at River Plate after 17 goals and 17 assists in 81 MLS appearances, 64 starts. Strength. They have the most expensive roster in the league, and a coach who seems determined to be pragmatic about how he's going to go about using it. Historically speaking, that's a good combo. Weaknesses. There's no truly elite chance creator on here, which puts a ton of pressure on the young Thiago Almada. We see that go bad in Atlanta before, Ezekiel Barco, after Almiron left. Austin FC. Who plays for Austin FC besides... Oh, I thought... Okay. Digite, Dominguez, Driussi, Fagundes, Austin Ring, Valencia, Lima, Romana, Gabrielson, Komanic.
Hey, James.
Hey, what's going on, DPG? I'm just ripping through some of these season previews as we prepare to listen to... I was going to pull up a couple things and react to some stuff. So what's going on, man?
Not much, you know. It's the MLS kickoff eve, so to speak, eve week. Just here looking forward to Saturday's matches. It's gonna be Soccer Saturday for me to kick it off. You know, just lay back, watch soccer, eat a bunch of junk food, and cheer on for the Fire.
Let's go. I'm ready.
What you got planned for Saturday?
Watching the Fire. It's gonna be live streaming here.
Nice.
You better believe it.
Like I said, I'll be there for the post-show commentary.
Heck yes. Let's see what I could pull up here. Where's the screen share? There it is. Okay. Well, I think you want to get right into it, or do you want to? Do you have some comments you want to get into before?
I think the only comment I have is somehow, some way, a Chicago Fire team, a next pro Chicago Fire team, beat Kansas City's 2 team earlier today, and we have no idea who scored the goals.
Who's on the team?
Or who's on the team. But I guess it was 11, mysterious men wearing Fire jerseys that managed to beat Kansas City 2 team today. 2-1, by the way.
I think Kansas City has a bit of a program too, so for that to all of a sudden just happen out of nowhere, that's pretty impressive and maybe a signal. So we'll see what's to come from the Fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tear through these previews real quick. I got 26 left to go. Shit. Austin FC, I mean, and you can chime in, say, I think I'm just going to get into their strength and weaknesses. Just if they're going to be good, they're going to be bad. I had some...
I'm still on, I don't know about Austin FC. Put it like, last season they did okay. I don't know if, for an expansion team, I don't know. I'm thinking they might be towards the bottom of the Western Conference. Besides Fagundes, maybe Dominguez, I don't know who else could step up in that team. I don't know. What do you think?
I like some of I like Ring. I like some of the names I'm seeing there, but so Digite, Fagundes, Driussi, Ring, I like some of those names. Lima, I like that name. Komanic should be something to be aware of. So let's take a look at what their key acquisitions are saying. So Valencia, Gabrielson. Oh, Kip Keller is this young kid. If they're relying on Kip Keller, they might be in trouble.
If he's he was number 5 on the 2022 MLS Super Draft, and you are correct. If they're relying on a Super Draft pick, to somehow be some sort of superstar, I don't know. I mean, the Super Draft has lost a lot of its glamour and potential over the past, I want to say, 10 years. To me, it's almost getting to a point that we might not even see a Super Draft anymore. I think homegrown players are where it's at now.
But the last Super Draft was good. Kip Keller, I mean, even Kendall Burks, who ended up with the Fire. The Super Draft still has talent in it. That's not the issue, I think.
But it's like, if you look at the Super Draft, it's like, are these the guys that couldn't cut it for homegrown deals, that they have to, go the college route, which is nothing wrong with that, but, most of the time, if some of these players do have talent, they tend to go on the homegrown route.
The younger players that have more talent are not going to college or the college route. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But all players develop at different rates, of course.
Yeah.
And maybe and if you can get lucky with some of these players that do develop later in college.
I think the one that comes to mind is like Jack Harrison.
Yeah, he wasn't a college guy though.
He was in the super draft. I think he was only there for maybe 1 or 2 years in college. I don't even know, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But Jack Harrison, now he's playing in the Premier League. So go figure. Now, I mean, maybe you might have maybe 1 or 2 guys from the super draft every year that might become good players. A lot of the times, the rest of the class ends up becoming more or less depth players. Just guys coming off the bench or guys filling roles that, on a great team. So, I don't know. We just gotta wait and see, right?
I don't think they're going to be as bad as this next team, which is Charlotte FC.
Oh. Go ahead, man.
Well, their coach, who was very honest, was saying that I think they have it here that they're screwed. Their coach is saying that here it is, the clip. What should the fan expectations be for the season? Well, we're screwed. Let's wait and see how the roster finishes building. When we finish building a roster, I will answer that question. I will tell you how I see things.
This, first of all,
right now we're screwed.
You gotta admit, you gotta appreciate the honesty for this coach. With I believe he's from Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta appreciate the honesty. At the same time, you also have to look at all the failed designated players targets that Charlotte has gone through. They were supposed to sign this one guy from Spain, but unfortunately he has some legal issues.
Mm-hmm.
He got in a fight at a bar. They were supposed to sign this Polish striker from Derby.
Joviak. Yeah, Kamil Joviak.
Yeah, Joviak. And he's hurt, so that's off the table.
And then he apparently went to tried to talk to the Fire.
Yeah.
Per Marty,
yeah. And it hasn't worked out for them. I mean, and it's kind of astonishing because you had this club's been around for almost 2 years. You would think that in 2 years they would have like a fully set squad.
You remember when they were supposed to rumored to get Andros Guardado?
Yeah, and that didn't happen.
Oop, fell through. I don't think they're gonna do too well this season. They got Swiderski up top, Reyna at right, Franco, Ruiz, Alcivar, Ortiz. I like Christian Fuchs. Oh, I give lots of Fuchs about that. I like that a lot. Carujo, Walks. I like Austin Walks. Lindsay and Kalina and net. It says their key acquisitions are Swiderski, Ruiz, Alcivar, and Anton Walks. I call them Austin Walks. Anton Walks. They also like Carujo. But I mean Christian Fuchs. That's who I'm excited about there. But he's you can't depend on your offense. If you're depending on your offense to come for your left back,
yeah, it's not gonna work out.
What does that say about your strikers and your forwards?
Yeah, that's the problem. If you want to, your attack should come from the midfield and your forward. It should never, there's always a risk when you play your attacking play from the defense. When you have your defenders attacking, there's always a risk. You could get caught off guard, offside trap, long ball play. You got a fast striker, boom, he's by himself, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Counterattacks, you name it. So, I mean, I don't know. This team,
they're screwed.
Unfortunately they're screwed. And do you think we're gonna see a new record for the lowest amounts of points?
No. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe, but no, I hope not. I mean, then at that point, there's the argument for relegation, and then here's still Don Garber's trying to bring a 30th team into the league in Las Vegas.
Yep. And if you look back at the last couple expansion teams, they you look at your Nashvilles, you look at Atlanta, Inter Miami, they're not that bad off. especially Atlanta. I mean, they won the MLS Cup their second year. So you would think that a team like Charlotte will take will look at these teams and be like, okay, that's the playbook for building a successful team. But unfortunately, I guess they were sitting on their hands for the past 2 years, and now they're saying they're screwed. Go figure.
It's interesting. So I've done the first 3 teams. I did Atlanta, Austin, and Charlotte. And just to recap, Atlanta probably going to be okay. At least the pundits think so. They're penning them in for a playoff spot. And then next was Austin FC, who are looking like they'll probably miss the playoffs, as well as Charlotte FC, who will very much miss the playoffs, probably. And then we're going to get into the fire here, and that's the 4th team on the list. Ah. Well, we already know what happened here. Beric is gone. Calvo's gone. Madron's gone. Stojanovic is gone. Quite a few departures. Were these guys key guys? They were relied upon, but these guys were not key guys, because I think that the people that they brought in to replace those guys, much better. You got Rafa Chicos coming in for Francisco Calvo. I'll take Rafa Chicos all day. Coming in over from the Bundesliga, and a captain, no less. So a captain material, anyway. Jordan Shaqiri coming over. I love that. Who does he replace from last year?
Madron.
Was he Madron playing like our right wing for us? Yeah.
Madron was supposed to be our number 10.
He was our number 10. All right. Yeah, you're right. He replaces number 10 and Stojanovic. He replaces kind of both of them.
So the problem with Stojanovic was, from what I've seen on Twitter, last year they're saying that he had some issues, attitude issues on the the training fields. So, I know people were arguing, he should have been re-signed, but again, this was Ezra's team, so Ezra made the call. I'm sure Ezra probably made the call, and that's what happens. So, yeah.
Speaking of Ezra making the call, you guys call up the like button and say, hello, we want to support Chicago Fire on YouTube and burn down the YouTube algorithms. Just give it a poke. Give it a poke. A little pokey poo. Greatly appreciated. Greatly helps spread Chicago Fire on the YouTubes and helps support the show while we talk here and enjoy spitting Chicago Fire with me and DPG and the chat. I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. And as always, comment. Let us know what you guys are thinking about this. If you guys have any insight, if you guys have any ideas, if you guys have any questions, comment in the chat. Just throw a log on the flyer. You know how it is. And we'll take care of you. We got it warmed up in here. We're ready to go. DPG, next one we got here, Jairo Torres, who has not yet arrived, but he's going to be kind of our right winger. He replaces, once again,
I'd say Aliseda, maybe.
Yeah, Aliseda. There you go. There's a kind of the Aliseda gone. Christian Bilko is coming in for Beric. Also, John Duran coming in for Beric. So that's going to be exciting. It sounds like John Duran has to be on the field. They're trying to find a way to get this kid on the field because he is just showing up every time.
You know what? The past few games I've seen him in preseason, he's fast, he's quick. I think he's just missing that final, his finishing touch. If he gets that down, if he works on that, I'm telling you, this kid could blow up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's tabbed as a top 60 prospect the last 2 years, and he's only 17. Absolutely can blow up. I'm looking at the starting roster here. I don't know if this is going to be the starting roster. I don't know if Ivanov starts on the right wing.
No.
I think that's going to be Duran. I think Shaqiri does start at cam. I think Herbers is going to be the starting left winger until Ivanov maybe gets a look or somebody else deserves a look. But I think that's kind of where you're going to pencil in Herbers. Maybe even on the right wing. You know what? Heads up. You might see John Duran on the left wing, Herbers on the right wing. I think he's a more natural right wing, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, so Duran's going to go on the left side. Herbers is going to go on the right side. That up until now, I think, there's still acquisitions to be made. I mean, they might still be looking at some guys. So for now, this is probably going to be the starting lineup.
And then you got Fed Navarro and Gaston Jimenez in the midfield. Then you got Miguel Navarro over on the left back. And Chicos Turan, who looks like he's going to earn the starting nod over Pineda. And Sekulic will be getting the starting nod over Jonathan. What's our other guy? Not Bornstein. I got Bornstein in my head. John Espinoza.
Yep.
Different John.
Different John. There you go.
But I'm excited about the Fire. Let's see what the pundits haven't pegged. Only 2 pundits have the Fire pegged to make the playoffs. That's Tom and Andrew from the MLS pundits. I'm not sure who. I think it's Bogart.
Yeah, Tom Bogart. He was actually
Andrew
on.
Wiebe. I think Wiebe.
Yep. Tom Bogart was actually on the Zee Soccer podcast.
I was gonna pull that up.
Yeah, he was on there. He said the Fire might be, they're looking like they're gonna make the playoffs.
I will pull that up. In fact, yeah, let's pull that up right now. I have. I don't know if you know exactly where that audio
with
is.
a computer keyboard.
But did you? Because maybe you've listened to the podcast already.
Yeah.
If you could kind of let me know where it's at, we'll get it going. If you remember, it was in the beginning, middle, or end.
That's a good question. I
Can do that.
was actually driving.
Really
I was
difficult
listening
to
on my
stick
way
out,
home,
and I
on my
definitely
way to
got
work
really good
Tuesday morning. Hold on.
I'll play it here for a second.
From the previous editors who kind of helped push me in this direction and said, hey, so that's kind of
So don't give up any of your sources, right? That's like the one thing you
stop answering me. So far so good with that. I'm sure it'll happen. I'm sure that
friends are always difficult, or maybe even good interview partners that
give you answers even maybe we don't like you like
it was technically this summer agreed in
one. I always thought he was a
that was towards
very valuable
the
player
middle
for the NYCFC, who won the MLS Cup at the end of the year as well. And
any of this, I don't want to incriminate anybody, but I was pleasantly surprised that Dallas that they also kind of saw the value in him, and like it made me feel like okay, like I'm on the right track.
I'm getting close to it.
And that I broke that news. That probably didn't hurt either.
That's awesome. We actually played against Paul the other day against Dallas here. He had
and by the way, you guys, if you haven't checked it out,
he had a good
I
showing.
recommend you guys check that
he's a great
podcast
player as well.
Zee
Very
Soccer
good MLS
Podcast link
player,
is
and,
in the description.
he also does the dirty work. He also has to run back. So it's
nice if you're
can't say,
driving
he
to
didn't
work
score
on a
20 goals
Tuesday
this
morning.
season, he's not a good player or something.
And you got a bit of a
really
commute. It's worth
valuable
checking
in
out.
creating, maybe making the second to last pass, or even creating space with his runs.
Let's see if I can
that's
locate.
something that Thomas Müller does so well for Bayern Munich.
Thomas
something
Müller is
that
one of my favorite players.
gets really overlooked. So I definitely
Underrated, by the way.
Stop talking about
I always
Paul
believed he
Arriola
was a little
left us,
underrated.
please, all right?
No way. Thomas Müller is underrated.
It's
Maybe
not
now.
gonna be easy
Maybe
to
now,
replace him,
yeah.
obviously. So
I remember that 2010 World Cup. Woo.
But obviously there was some of the bigger signings with Shaqiri.
Here we go. Fire.
Douglas Costa to LA Galaxy. Some really big names. Insigne going to Toronto in the summer.
And Julian, those are a couple left wingers that they'll be running directly at you.
yeah, it'll be fun. Tomorrow we're playing the Galaxy, so
yeah. We'll see if he's in Venom too. So Xherdan Shaqiri, I am over the moon that Chicago was fine signing him. I can't wait to see what he's like in this league. Like I think that he's like when he went to Bayern, originally from Basel. Like this is when I would have been high school, whatever. I know Liverpool were in for him, and like I remember being devastated that Bayern signed him rather than Liverpool. We ended up with like Adam Lallana that window, which was cool, but also a player named Lazar Markovic who was just awful. So I was really hoping it was going to be Xherdan Shaqiri, but so it was fun to watch him come to Liverpool all those years later. In terms of his talent, he didn't really injuries and little stuff that he couldn't really get a regular run in the team, but he was a fan favorite, like borderline cult hero for what he did against Barcelona in the Champions League. The two
and I
goals
also
against
believe
United,
that someone, I think somebody from MLS.
So he's got like an outside space in like
said
that as far
because
as
the Fire
for someone who didn't make a ton of experiences with
he actually
Liverpool,
changed
and
his
he's just always been a guy that he's like one of those singular talents that
somebody did.
When he steps on the field, it's like you have to watch that game, and like I'm really excited to see kind of what that looks like in MLS.
That's true, and I can add to that. I mean, he's still in his prime. He's still only 30.
Right back.
And I think from the first. I mean, he came in yesterday night, and obviously seeing him today in training, he was the neutral in like a 5v5 bumper game, and you could just see the game is just like the way he sees the game, the way he plays it, even on a wobbly field a little bit, it's just another level. He just lifts up the team. He lifts up, with his vision, with his passes, even his shots too. Not even to speak of. I'm really excited as well to be a teammate of his as well. Back. And I think he can make a true difference for us as Chicago Fire.
And newly minted, probably best Cavs in the league. I don't know if you guys have any other submissions for this category, but it's probably got to be Shaqiri. As somebody who's walked on his toes my entire life, so I have oversized calves from my height. Like, one of the random things that I can recognize.
So you're saying you were similar built to him? Is that what you're saying?
No, because I maybe have had a few too many whole pies of pizza and
gotcha.
a few years.
That was the first thing when we stepped into the bus that Rafa Chichos, German teammate of mine, said to me, "Did you see his calves? There's like tennis balls in there." He said. So that was just great. No, his legs are unbelievable. He must be so strong. Such a low body type. Yeah.
But I guess we can jump right in a little bit MLS preview now, and obviously DC United, Chicago Fire. Right, mostly our listeners are supporting. Yeah, thanks. Are supporting these teams. So why don't you give a little, kind of your thoughts on obviously our team? We're not going to react or anything. The lower you say it, the lower you have us at the end of the season, the better, because that's just more motivation for us. What do you think about DC United season coming up, and then obviously Chicago Fire?
Just to give you a little update. So speaking of Tom Bullard,
like I said,
he just mentioned on his Twitter, former U.S. men's LA Galaxy, Houston Dynamo midfielder Joe Corona has passed waivers. I'm told now free to sign wherever.
Ooh, that would be a great little sign for Chicago. I would love that. I mean, just like if he's on our bench or like a guy you could look to, like just. But the other thing is, think about if you're Joe Corona, if you're going anywhere, you want to go to start. If they can't promise you starting position at Chicago?
So the way it looks like, what the Fire are trying to do is trying to basically kind of do like this youth movement mixed with some veterans. So if you look on the starting lineup, a lot of those guys are younger guys, and you got a guy like Joe Corona who's 31, you might have a hard time breaking into that lineup, or you might come off the bench. But
if he comes to the team, that makes them a contender.
Yeah,
instant,
definitely.
But because that, like you just said, that having that option. But does he want to take that? Does he want to be is he okay being the sixth man? Maybe he is.
Maybe.
But maybe Phil Tucker in the chat saying, who's watching these CCL penalties? I was trying to look for the game earlier. I couldn't find it.
Is it on Fox Sports? Let's see if I can pull it up on my end. I think it's on Fox Sports. What's Fox Sports?
Not on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I got one on Fox Sports. Colorado versus Comunicaciones.
Yep, I can't see that. Unfortunately. Oh, you could show me the disc if you wanted. You could do like.
Yeah, let me see if I can log in with my.
I just can't show it to the chat. That's easy.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I could do a share.
Boom, boom, boom.
Real fan, like you said, he's gonna be difficult to replace.
Can't stream into this channel apparently.
I know that.
Oh shit!
You guys didn't play with true out-and-out wingers, so maybe that made sense.
I tried figuring that out, but.
Okay, so just to give you you want me to let you know what's going on?
Yeah, just tell us what's going on. Keep us updated.
All right. So Colorado just missed their third penalty. Comunicaciones has made all their penalties.
Wait, is this so? This is in penalties right now. It's like down to the wire.
It's in penalties right now.
Oh,
it's down to the wire.
It sounds like it's over right there with what you just told me.
All right, Colorado taking their fourth penalty, and it's in.
Needed that.
They needed that. Yep.
Why he was available, but I still think that he was
working
well.
So both teams are on their. Well, Colorado just scored their 4th penalty. Comunicaciones is up next to shoot their 4th penalty.
Colorado.
It looks like it's pretty cold out there in Colorado today.
Oh man,
it's freezing.
I wonder if their MLS is only hope. I thought the other LAFC.
I gotta give it to these fans, man. These guys are sitting in like a snowstorm.
Wow. Montreal beat Santos Laguna today 3-0. New York beat Santos de Guapiles 4-0, 6-0 on aggregate. So they're both through.
Oh,
apparently
Comunicaciones just missed their 4th penalty.
Huge.
Hit the top of the bar.
Huge, good for Colorado. Love it. New England had its game canceled. Leon played Guastatoya and Leon won.
Oh, wait. Are they reviewing that?
No.
They might be looking at that. Oh, no. It didn't go behind the... Nope. Hit the bar.
Pumas Unam versus Deportivo Saprissa. Cruz Azul versus Forge is tomorrow at 7:30. Seattle Sounders versus Motagua is tomorrow at 9:45.
Oh man.
Where are
I mean, I'm a CD Olympia kind of guy. Motagua, not my cup of tea.
I might.
Oh, Colorado just missed their 5th penalty. Colorado has just missed their fifth penalty. Hit the bar. So Comunicaciones could clinch it now if they make their last penalty. And they actually hit the bar almost like the last guy from Comunicaciones.
Oh my god.
Right underneath the bar, bounces out.
DPG. Here's the stats. Here's the stats on 23 shots for Colorado. 6 shots for Comunicaciones.
Oh man.
12 shots on target.
Here we go.
67% possession.
Here we go.
Oh no.
Here we go. Lining up.
Breaking Colorado in hearts.
Here we go. He needs to block this. If he needs, Yarborough needs to block this.
We got a chance.
Come on. Here goes. Oh, he blocked it.
No.
He blocked it. Oh, Yarborough just blocked it.
What?
He is keeping Colorado in this.
Let's go. That's right.
Wow.
That's right. Hit that like button for Yarborough, guys. Let's go. Comment. Who do you guys think is going to be Chicago Fire's key penalty guys this year? Gago Sonina and net. Shaqiri maybe.
So this Yarborough just made a save with his hand. He stopped it with his hand. The ball hit the bar and it went out. So dramatic scenes going on right now in Colorado.
Oh, let's go. Good for those fans.
All right. Yes. Here we go. Let me see. Let's see if
bury this.
Oh, Rosenberry just missed it.
No!
Rosenberry has missed it.
Keegan, what the are you doing?
Rosenberry has missed.
This is the big
penalty
boy.
number 6.
Jeez. They're not giving Yarborough any favors. He might as well have taken the penalty kick himself.
Wow. All right, Yarborough's okay. 6 penalty up. Comunicaciones makes this. They're in.
It sounds like it's going to be not good. That goal mouth must be looking so big. Those Colorado players. Meanwhile,
Here he goes. He's lining up. Kevin Lopez. Lopez comes. Oh, Yarborough has blocked it.
Are you kidding me?
Yarborough has blocked it.
Jeez, no way. Come on, Colorado. You got to win this for Yarborough. He's keeping you in this.
Yarborough. Right now, Yarborough is the best player on the field for Colorado.
This is absolutely insane. You got to do something here, Yarborough.
William Yarborough has saved the penalty with the help of the crossbar, by the way. Shinishiki's coming up. Shinishiki's coming up.
Come on, Shinishiki. You could have been a fire player. Oh my god, I had to mute you guys because my stream's
Here comes
behind.
Shinishiki.
Sorry.
Here comes. Blocked. It's blocked. It's blocked.
No.
Shinishiki has had his penalty blocked. Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
What is going on?
This is a battle of the goalkeepers.
Oh my goodness.
This is a battle of the goalkeepers. Shinishiki has had his penalty blocked.
Chat saying I had to mute. Oh my god, I had to mute you guys because my stream's behind. Didn't mean to get you guys off topic, but this is fucking nuts. Hopefully the Fire can get here soon. Dude, if the Fire get in this tournament, let's go. Let's take it. Go travel down to Mexico? Are you guys in?
Here he goes. Comunicaciones is lining up. Yarborough is on his line.
Mexico.
Here goes.
Come on, give me a yeah.
Oh, and Comunicaciones is in.
There it is. What a
Comunicaciones is moving on to the quarterfinals.
Every single player, when you're the goalie after that, every single player is on the field is like so apologetic too. They're like, they feel like they let you down because they know they did.
Like I said, you know what? Yarborough did an outstanding job. Unfortunately, his team, couldn't convert on those penalties. The
goal mouth was too big or too small.
All credit to Yarborough.
Also, the save, the last save on Shinyashiki was probably key too, because he had it. He actually must have put it on frame.
Oh,
damn!
Man. Dramatic scenes in Colorado.
Absolutely nuts. So sorry for pausing the podcast, the live stream, guys, but that's what happens here. Shit's live. We're going live. Fuck it.
If the Fire make it this far, if they go to the CONCACAF Champions, League next year.
Yeah.
If they're playing a Honduran team, I'm going to Honduras. I'm going to be rocking the Fire jersey.
Oh, that'd be so sick. Oh yeah. There's a couple teams that could play. Isn't there Costa Rican teams in this?
Costa Rican teams. Now there's obviously the Guatemalan team. I don't know if there's.
There's some fun teams the Fire could play. Get them in the tournament. Let's go away on a vacation to the places. It'll be so fun.
All right. So far today, the teams that are in is New York City FC 1-4-0 against Santos de Guapiles. Montreal has beaten Club Santos Laguna 3-0.
I called that one. I thought Montreal had a good chance coming back home. Let's take a look at that scoreline just a little bit closer. And guess who is on that scoreline, DPG? Guess who? It's Romel Kyoto.
Kyoto?
I'm kidding. It's Georgi Mihailovic. Come on. Let's go.
Georgie's doing what he couldn't do in Chicago. He's scoring goals and making himself notice on the international scene.
Let's go, Georgie. Other goal scorer was Ismail Kenneth Jordan Kone. 4 names. That's fun. 56. What's crazy for Colorado, they had 67% possession, 23 shots, 12 shots on net. I just was looking at it, just had those stats pulled up, and they didn't pull it off. Meanwhile, Montreal, 58% possession, 10 shots, 6 of them on net, 3 of them super quality. Beat Santos Laguna.
It's not every day you'll have an MLS team just kind of walk over a Liga MX team.
Is Santos good? I thought they're a decent team, Santos.
They're a decent team. You only make it on this tournament if you're one of, if you make it to the final, win a championship, win a domestic cup, or whatever format each league has.
Whoa, you're right. Leon, good. Pumas, good. Cruz Azul, good. Santos Laguna, good. I don't know too much Motagua.
Yeah. So Motagua were Honduran champions last season, or the season before that. I don't know how they're a little behind sometimes on this, but keep in mind that Club Deportivo Olimpia actually were not eliminated, but were kicked out because of some scandal happened where they played a team from the Caribbean, and apparently there were some photos of the owner from this Caribbean team giving out money to the players from Olympia. And then CONCACAF dropped the hammer on them and said, well, you know what? Both teams are eliminated. Moving on.
That's weird. Yeah. Good. I like that. I like how they're just like, no. Not
the best look.
I really like how they handled that. If that's how they handled it, they're just like, no. Both of you guys, get out of here. Maybe we'll give you a chance next time, but right now, and for a while, eyeglass on you.
Here one sec. Here we got the bracket. Hold on one second. Here's the bracket. So New England from the quarterfinals. New England is going to face off the winner between Saprissa and Puma. Keep in mind, Saprissa and Puma are tied 2-2 in aggregate. And then on the other side, Montreal is going to face the winner between Forge and Cruz Azul. Cruz Azul is leading that 1-0 on aggregate. And on the other side of the bracket, we got Leon's through. It's going to be between Motagua and Seattle. Both teams are 0-0. They're playing the second leg tomorrow. And then, of course, Comunicaciones is going to face off against NYFC. Should be interesting. So far, we have 3 MLS teams in the quarterfinals. Potentially 4, because we still have the Motagua-Seattle game.
Okay, whoever runs CONCACAF's website needs to get in touch with the NCAA about how they display their tournaments, because this tournament display here is ridiculous looking. I'm looking at it.
I'm actually looking at this.
Where are you at?
I'm looking at this on the Fox Sports.
Okay, I gotta go there because CONCACAF.com is ridiculous. You're on Fox Sports?
Yeah, let me see if I can take a screenshot or do a snip.
I should be able to find it. Fox Sports, CONCACAF.
Well, I was watching it on the live TV. I actually paused it there.
Oh shit! Oh no wonder. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's no graphic.
Okay, so on one side of the bracket you have Leon gonna face off between the winner of Motagua and Seattle, and then you have Comunicaciones and NYFC, and on the other side you have New England facing off the winner between Saprissa and Pumas, and Montreal facing off the winner between Forge and Cruz Azul.
Where is Forge? I know they're Canadian, but where is Forge? Forge FC.
And this is the second time they made it to the
Hamilton, Ontario. They're based out of Hamilton, Canada. Canada. Hamilton.
Canada.
Where is Hamilton? Is that by New York?
And they are part of the Canadian Premier League.
Hamilton is right by Buffalo, about a couple hours drive from Buffalo, New York. Pretty crazy. So good luck to Forge, man. If they could pull that off, that'd be really nice. I mean, I really think the MLS is at a disadvantage here on this tournament, just because they start it when they do, or at least they continue this portion of it when they do. And
you know what? That's the argument every season. It's the MLS teams start off at a disadvantage because you're starting them off at preseason. Liga MX teams are literally in the middle of their tournament when this thing kicks off. Because they do the whole summer, winter calendars. So, it's tough it's tough for an MLS team to get their stuff together in preseason, especially if it's a team that's been, they have new players come in, unless they're doing a little rebuild, it's tough.
DPG, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab a brew here, and I'm gonna play Bogert talking about the Fire here for the next minute.
Yep.
So and I don't know if you have it pulled up. Just make sure they can't hear you on the microphone.
The 2 line underneath the center forward. But again, I get why. I guess just why that happened. He'll be difficult to replace. Looking forward to seeing Taxi Fountas whenever he joins, which I think the latest reporting is it's definitely summer, but maybe a little bit earlier. So I guess we'll see. Kevin Paredes was a transfer. Like I was looking forward to honestly seeing 30 starts from him this year. I was really hopeful he had one more year in MLS. But again, if you're Wolfsburg, like you put this bid in now because you see that, hey, maybe in a year he won't be 7.35 million. He'll be 14, 15 million. So it's probably good business by them. I think that the club, how quickly and how prepared they were to line up a trade to get Brad Smith. I'm pretty sure Dave Casper said this in the press release that like we think with you and Brad that they have probably the best wingback tandem in the league. And like I can't think of another better tandem. And with the system being the 3-4-2-1 or however you guys describe it on the training field, wingbacks are so crucial. So like that's again something I'm really looking forward to. Something that I think is a real strength. And like the Andy Nahar story last year was phenomenal. He redefined that position, and he had like Real Salt Lake were starting to play like that a little bit with Aaron Herrera in that role. So like that's really cool to like watch how teams kind of see these little wrinkles and that, again, redefine a role and something that's like a new thing in MLS now. So yeah, I think that you guys are going to be really strong. Like even when you guys were battling injuries last year, and I guess just bluntly, like they're like when Edison was out, that was a DP that was out for however many months last year.
DC.
Paul was out of the Jaredon with some of the foundation that you guys kept in addition to making a lot of big changes. Like I thought that you really kind of kick-started a rebuild and kept the right players. Like I was like, oh man, like I like a lot of teams in this Eastern Conference. Like I forget, like have you like both of your teams? Like it's
speaking about keeping the right players. Gaston Jimenez coming on. They put that goal out from Austin FC the other day from like half field, just chipped the goalkeeper basically.
It's so hard to be like you can say out loud, like I like all these teams, and you go, oh crap, like only 7 are gonna make. I need to pick 7 teams that don't make the playoffs. Like. And when you're reporting and talking and writing all these things, it's like easy to, okay, best case scenario for DC United, I can see it. Best case scenario for Chicago Fire, best case scenario for Inter Miami. Like any of these teams like that people might either be overlooking or not looking at as like, say, Philadelphia as or NYCFC or New England. Like I can very easily see all these scenarios in how competitive and how good. Like I think the East is going to be really tough. I think that you guys are. Again, both teams are going to be at the very least in the playoff race for the season. And again, MLS is chaos, so it's difficult to predict. But I don't know. Given too much on DC, not enough on Chicago. Yeah, Chicos, that looks like a really good signing. It's a dude who played borderline every minute in the Bundesliga and 2 Bundesliga over the last 3 or 4 years. Like I think that one's one under the radar. I think, and
not for us.
I hope that this doesn't sound mean, Fabi. I don't think a lot of people are watching the Fire at the end of last season. So I don't think that people know how good Federico Navarro was. I think that he's going to surprise a lot of people this year.
Yep.
I don't know exactly where Ezra sees you, but I know that you're going to play a bunch of minutes and somewhere kind of around the front line. Like, I don't know. I think that Casper in as, a MLS proven goal scorer, John Duran in as somebody who's super high rated in that attack. Obviously Jaredon, like, I don't know. There's a lot of things I like about both these teams. And I know I sound like I'm just pandering here because I should be saying, I don't know, like everything's all rainbows and everything's all perfect, but I don't know, man, preseason's a time for optimism.
I think you could get pretty jazzed up about the Chicago Fire lineup. I mean, yeah, they might be short in a few spots, but oh my goodness, I think we got some top end talent that's going to be able to compete with the best of the best in this league.
And one thing about that is that, yeah, we might be a little short on some areas, but keep in mind, we're not even at the beginning of the first game yet. So, you still got the summer transfer window. So whatever issues this lineup might have could be fixed in the summer transfer window.
And money's not an issue.
I think on Twitter earlier today, someone mentioned that, it's possible that the Fire could literally buy down Gaston Jimenez's contract with TAM money and then actually get another DP slot open.
They should. He's not DP level. At least he hasn't shown it yet.
So we could, in theory, be playing with 4 DPs and we still need our U22 player. So
I'll take the Inter Miami experience from last year, 4 DP. I mean, I don't want the actual experience. I mean, the idea of it, 4 DPs.
I guess if it's if it's done correctly, there's no issues.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to slide money under the table, Miami style, then there might be issues there.
There's no way that LA Galaxy got Zlatan Ibrahimovic to play for under $1 million for one season of MLS. This dude's no way.
I'm guessing somehow Don Garber probably helped out LA acquire or do that transfer happen, make that transfer happen.
Some I don't know if it's Adidas or some sort of entity definitely helped facilitate.
Yep.
Let's get into this. Let's continue with the I don't know how long you got to hang out, DPG, but we'll continue with a little bit of this.
Yep.
The season preview, and we'll try and quicken it up here. We'll start trying to rip into this, and because we got a couple teams left, quite a few teams left to go. We got FC Cincinnati still struggling to make an impact after a few years in MLS. Alec Khan, a point of weakness for FC in Cincinnati since they played their inaugural match, was goalkeeper, and Alec Khan should be able to resolve that issue. Raymond, although I liked their previous goalie, Titon. They had Titon back there, and I thought he would have been fine.
Yeah, but it was all fun and games until Stojanovic hit that last-minute goal when the Fire beat them 3-2 in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. And then ruined Titon.
Ruined Titon.
Raymond
Lack
Gaddis.
of awareness.
I mean, yeah, you got to have it. Raymond Gaddis out of retirement. The Philadelphia Union rejoins former coach Pat Noonan. He should play a bunch of minutes, but he's old. What?
He's part of the coaching staff. Is he? Oh no.
No, it says he's playing, but I thought I mean, that'll help. They're in trouble. So Brenner, Vasquez, Acosta. I think that's Lucho Acosta, isn't it? Is that?
It is.
If that's Luciano Acosta, at least they got something. Kubo, Cruz. Oh, I like Mendun Janine too. I do like Mendun Janine.
Isn't he hurt?
Oh, if he's hurt, that stinks. Powell, Cameron. That's not Jeff Cameron, is it?
No. Let me make sure.
You know it is, dude. It is DPG. It's Jeff. They got Jeff.
Wow.
What? Valicila, Matarita. I want to watch this game. I want to watch this game because they're gonna get beat, but it's gonna be fun. Jeff will get mad. It'll be great.
Well, just look at the predictions.
FC Cincinnati is currently predicted mostly to come near last place. 12th to 13th seems to be the average pick there for all the pundits. We'll move on to Colorado, who just got eliminated in the CCL, unfortunately. Strength returning most of a team that collected 61 points and topped the West last year and also just tumbled out of CCL Champions League. The CONCACAF Champions League, the team lacked a go-to goal scorer, and so far, so does this one.
This is outdated.
You think
This
so?
has to be outdated. I just saw Yarborough make saves from the penalty line. He made about 3 or 4 saves.
Yeah.
How is he
Update
not
this.
the go-to goalkeeper? Oh, I'm
Update
sorry.
this. No, I'm saying update this. This is great.
But I'm saying go-to goal scorer. I'm sorry. Let me take that back.
Oh, okay.
They have the goalkeeper.
Yeah, they got the goal. Okay. Oh, you got pissed for a second there because you're like, oh, what are you talking about? They got a goalkeeper. Okay, I follow. That's funny. But no, so they did lose Kellen Acosta. He's gone. Cole Bassett, gone. And Yunus Namli. So they're going to depend more on Shinyashiki. They got Brian Acosta. I don't know how great that's going to be.
No.
Max Alves. They find a way. Colorado, they're doing better than the Fire.
So, the thing about Brian Acosta is he tends to disappear in games sometimes. I've seen him do this in the Honduran national team. I've seen us do this when he played for Dallas. So, surprise that he's even considered on the lineup.
Did he start today? That's a good question. right?
That's a good question. I caught the end of the tournament, so
he must have not taken a penalty.
But I mean, you look at this lineup. I mean, a lot of key guys left this team. So, Robin Fraser.
He got subbed in.
Head coach.
Acosta confirming he did get subbed in.
So Cole Bassett, Kellen Acosta, they're gone. But the thing is that the pundits still have this team going 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, why? Well, not all. Greg has them 8th and 8th at least. So
that's more realistic.
I think that's the peg. Yeah.
I think that's a little more realistic. Going 3rd or 4th, I don't know. Maybe if they still had, Kellen Acosta and Cole Bassett and those guys, then fine, maybe yes. But this team just lost against a team from Guatemala in the frigid.
You're right. They just lost to Guatemala in the frigid cold. I mean, they put up 1 goal, but really they put up 26 shots, 12 of them on net. They just couldn't put it. But I think that the article still stands true in the fact that they lack a proven goal scorer. They got Rubio up top, and they're expecting him to finally kick on. I think a lot of people have been expecting Rubio to finally kick on. It still has yet to happen. Lewis, I think that's the import from New York, isn't it? That's the New York kid, Lewis. I like him.
I think so, yes.
I like him. I think that'll be quality. He's decent. But, you still need, where's the proven goal scorer? You got Kay. You got Brian Acosta penciled in, Price, Estevez, Keegan Rosenberry, Abubakar, Wilson Trusty. I like Austin Trusty, and I love, after tonight, Yarbrough.
Yeah.
They got good players, but I'm seeing more of a 5th to 8th, unless the West is the West just weaker than the East?
It feels that way.
Right?
I mean, the only thing I could take away is LA Galaxy got Douglas Acosta, but the thing is that he's still a big question mark. He didn't do much in Gremio, and I mean, on paper they're but we'll just keep moving. The LAF, we'll talk about LA later.
Yeah, we'll move on to Columbus Crew, veteran match winners at center forward, number 10 central midfield, center back, goalkeeper, and wherever Pedro Santos lineups. Weakness, they can be painfully slow on and off the ball, which is what spelled doom for them in 2021. Still a good team, got a great coach. Key departures, Harrison Affle, and Milton Valenzuela. Harrison Affle's been there forever, but his best days are behind him. Yes. Key acquisitions, Yaboa and Milos Dengenek. And hopefully I said that right. Diganek.
Diganek. Yeah, you got me.
Australian center back, apparently. Signed as a free agent. We'll see. From Red Star Belgrade. Wow. Zardes to lead. Yaboa on the right. Zelarayan. I like that. ATN, Darlington, Nagby, and Artur. Oh my God, guys. They got Zelarayan, Darlington, Nagby, and Artur right there in the middle of the midfield. Is that one of the best midfields in MLS?
I was going to say that midfield looks scary. That midfield looks scary.
You got athleticism. You got skill. You got heart. You got all of it in that midfield.
I think a lot of the issues that come from Columbus is probably the right side. Moreira.
Mm-hmm.
And Dagenek is a big question mark. So I won't be surprised if I see Columbus, having these high-scoring games, winning, tying 3-3 or going 4-3 or something weird like that, because they're midfield and in the forward positions they're pretty much set.
But
they have a really good
Mensa,
midfield.
but who the hell's Room?
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. That's again.
I like Mensa, but yeah, who the hell's? I think you just made a great betting tip right there. Look for high-scoring games for Columbus and bet the over. Bet the over on Columbus games.
Because that defense is, besides Santos, that defense is kind of like, wait, what's going on? Now we know where all the money went.
Move on to FC Dallas. FC Dallas played the Fire the other day, and Fire won. I like FC Dallas. I thought they're a pretty decent team. Oh, wait, I missed the pundits, though, on take on Colorado. No, I'm sorry, on Columbus. Pundits think that Columbus are going to be weird. A lot of them got a Columbus pegged to miss the playoffs, and quite a few of them have them just making the playoffs. That's really half and half.
Yeah, miss by the skin of the teeth or actually make the last seed of the playoffs.
Interesting assessment on Columbus. Meanwhile, FC Dallas, they are pegged to miss the playoffs in all capacities. They're missing Ricardo Pepi, Justin Shea gone, Ryan Hollingshead gone. On paper, the lineup in the depth chart makes a lot of sense, and Dallas have a lot of high-level potential, but that's potential, and that's not yet here yet. So potential doesn't always equal productivity. And on top of that, the defense last year was flammable. Key acquisitions are Alan Velasco, Paul Arriola, and Marco Farfan. Farfan.
I'm looking at this defense, and I don't know. Matt Hedges.
I like Matt Hedges. Right? He was okay.
Yeah, I mean, this team looks like it's out of sorts almost. You got young, decent guys. You got some veteran guys. Mm-hmm. Pomykov somehow, despite being injury prone, made this lineup.
They got Paxton Pomykov's little brother, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Cervania, he's decent. Paul Arriola is going to be somebody to command. I mean, dude, he's going to be commanding the right side. That's actually a big pickup.
I think the best thing out of this is Arriola linking up with Ferreira.
Right.
I don't see this team taking it down the middle. It's going to go through Paul Arriola.
I'll tell you what. I want a Nanu jersey.
A Nanu. So,
Nanu.
last thing,
I just like that name.
Last thing you need is some guy saying, hey, they misspelled Nani.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, my God, you're right. Oh, I don't remember Nani playing for FC Dallas. They do a double check. Oh, Nanu.
Nanu. They're going to be like, wait, you misspelled Nani, and then you got the wrong team, by the way.
And who is Pice in that? P-A-E-S, Pice.
It's probably I'm guessing it's probably some young guy they got from their academy.
Well, yeah. Well, hey, we got Solonina going, and we know how that's going to work out.
Yep.
So maybe they got something similar on this Pais guy. We'll move on out of Dallas and into DC United.
Oh, and by the way, the predictions for Dallas, everybody has them slating to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, not looking good for Dallas there.
Nope.
DC United, different story altogether. I think they are they're picked to be very successful. If I can find them, where the hell is United? DC? No, they're not. Wow, they got them all. They don't like DC at all. Pundits think DC are going to miss the playoffs. Strength, the right side with Andy Najjar and Julian Gressel. They were unplayable last year, but they're not going to make the playoffs this year. How are they unplayable last year and not going to make the playoffs this year? I don't get it. Just in terms of overall talent, this team's going to be looking up at most of the groups they're lining up against. So that's their assessment. They're saying that they're weak in a few spots. Estrada, Perez, Flores, Canus, Neiman, Julian Gressel playing right back. Is that right? I mean, he is kind of that. He's kind of turned into that.
Yeah, but one thing that strikes me is that you have Nahar and Gressel on the same side. I always thought Nahar played on the left side.
Let's look up Andy Najjar, right?
And again, from my, besides the fact that he's Honduran and I've seen him play for a national team,
he's a right back. He's a right back, right midfielder.
He's a right back. Okay.
According to this transfer market, yeah, not left midfielder. Nothing left.
Yeah, he did pretty good when he used to play for Anderlecht.
But you're just pointing out a great point. Like, he's a right back, And you got Gressel right in front of him playing right wing back. So this is an interesting thing we're seeing here at DC United, because it's like, I think they're doing something different tactically here.
Yeah, they look like they're playing more defensively. Like whoever drew them up as if they're gonna go park the bus somewhere.
Well, the other thing is they still have this right side, which is like literally a sword that they could just stick in you. This Gressel, Perez, Nyman, Najar, Estrada, like Julian Gressel is just, he's Gristle. He's Gristle.
That's the strong side right there. You got Najar, Gressel, Perez linking up with Estrada. Like, you have that's the side defenders are gonna have to watch out for on this DC United team.
That's how they stick you. They play deep. They got the sword. Look, this is how DC plays. I'm just gonna show you. They got a shield. And they got the right side sword with Perez, Gressel, Najar, Estrada, and they just stick you. They just keep trying to stick you. And they're oh my gosh, they're a Roman. They're either a Roman phalanx, one shield, bam, 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 or there's some sort of fighter like that. Okay, I'm like a DC, and I don't know if they're not going to make the playoffs based upon this thing I just talked about.
You ready? You ready? Look at the predictions.
I know they're not, but they say they're not going to make the playoffs. But what did they come in last year? I thought they made the playoffs.
Well, now that we know that their strongest side is the right side, a smart coach will actually try to compensate for
You're
that.
right.
Okay, let's clog the right side and let's take advantage of the left side, or let's trick them thinking that we're gonna not care about the right side and we'll hit them on the counter on the left side.
So I'm mistaking DC United for being great. They were just better than the Fire. They were 8th place last year. They missed the playoffs by 1 point. They did not. They scored a lot of goals, though. 56, and they're also porous, 54. I like my analogy, though. I'm interested to see what DC does.
So they scored 56 and they left 54 in?
Yep.
Okay, so this team leaks goals and makes goals.
Yeah, it's my Shield analogy. I'm loving it. I mean, they're straight out of Game of Thrones. We'll see, but they'll probably get their head chopped off. They ain't gonna make it to the end. That's for sure. Houston Dynamo. They have a large, mobile, and very expensive center back pairing with a solid D mid and an underrated keeper behind them. So like they're very good at defense, but their attack, second worst in the league last year, is still probably second worst in the league.
Look at their jersey, by the way. The Bio City.
Do you like this? My buddy, by the way, shout out to Sons of a Pitch podcast. Follow them on YouTube. We've had them on the show before. Fantastic. They sent some followers. They've sent some subscriptions my way. Go check them out, guys. They're fantastic. They always talk gambling and MLS and betting, and they have always some great insight. Love Mike over at Sons of a Pitch. So, but he was talking about this the other day, and that did not make my list of best jerseys. I'll tell you that. Do you like it?
I don't know. I get like weird vibes on it. Like,
right. There's an eye. There's like a weird eye in the middle of it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, is it mud? Is it a frappuccino?
When you talk about it like that, I kind of like it. Like if it's like a mud kit. Like it's like we just played a muddy soccer day. I like that idea. I don't know. There's something because you've played those days. They're so fun.
Yeah, it's just I guess hey, it could be sunshine with 70-degree weather, but we're gonna look like we played in the mud.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right though. The jersey, I wasn't too keen on. My favorite jerseys, I'll say Montreal had this white and blue kit. I really like it. Red Bull New York have this red and red checkered kit. Love it. And Colorado have an awesome, it reminds me of the Chicago Fire kit, but I like it better in the way that it's got a mountain outline inlay in the jersey on it, just like normal thing. Those are my top 3 favorite jerseys, I'd say, for MLS 2022. Let us know in your comments below who your favorite jerseys are.
All right, let's see what else we got here. So for Houston.
Oh shit, I skipped right past Houston and just went, nope, later Houston. Yeah, we got to do the lineup here. Ferreira.
Another Ferreira.
A Picoult. Carrasquilla is an awesome name to say. Rodriguez, Zeka. I really like these names. Lundqvist. I like these names.
Oh, man.
Hadebe. I like these names. I love the names on Houston. I don't know. Clark. You got everything here. Oh my, everything about the Houston I like just on paper. But let's get into what they really are.
Oh, man.
Sebastian Ferreira, the first big acquisition under the new ownership. Sebastian Ferreira's arrival has flown under the radar in MLS despite being a DP and club record signing. The 24-year-old brings a strong scoring record in Paraguay and Mexico, the latter of which typically translate to quality performances in MLS. Meanwhile, Steve Clark was from new general manager Pat Onstad was a damn good goalkeeper during his playing days, and one of his first moves in Houston was bringing in Steve Clark via free agency. Isn't that a goalkeeper too? That's their goalkeeper. Yeah, I like Steve.
Yeah, it's a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
he came
like
from
that.
What, Portland? Yep.
I like that. That's a good solid MLS veteran in net there. Would you rate him better than some of the old Fire goalkeepers of old before Slonina? Say like Bobby Shuttleworth.
I think he's better than Bobby Shuttleworth.
I think so too.
Better than Bava.
Definitely better than Bava. And what about our Canadian goalkeeper we had?
What was this?
Oh, man. I remember we had him for one season. We've had.
I think when you mention Canadian goalkeepers, I automatically think of Pat Onstad.
That's funny. I won't worry about it. We'll forget about it. But it looks like Houston. Let's see what the odds makers are saying here. Houston, they're picked to be the worst team in MLS.
Sounds about right.
Either them or Charlotte. Those names, a lot of fun, but remains to be seen if the talent will be there. Oh, hold on. No, accidentally almost exited OBS and turned off the stream. Sorry, guys. Sporting SC. I love Sporting. They just do everything usually right. Are they ever going to win everything? I don't know.
You know what's Sporting to me is like the model for teams that are in smaller markets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, work with your constraints and make it happen. And this team does that. You know,
they make a lot happen.
Yes.
With a little. For 13 years under Peter Vermes, they've known exactly who they are and how they want to evaluate. They won't change in year 14. Teams have repeatedly blown them up on the counter in recent years, though. So once that first line of pressure is broken, the midfield hasn't had the mobility to cover, and the back line just has not been scrambling so well. So there's some issues on Sporting Kansas City, but are they pegged to make the playoffs?
James, quick question.
Yep.
Is Peter Vermes the Arsene Wenger of the MLS or the Alex Ferguson of the MLS?
Okay, we got to think about. We also got to toss Bob Bradley in there. You got to toss Bruce Arena in there, right?
You could add those, yeah.
I think those are the top three. I would say maybe. The
only reason I pointed out Vermes is because he's been with the same team for the longest.
So that would be very Arsene Wenger-ish and very also the Sir Alex Ferguson. But Sir Alex Ferguson, he's not on Sir Alex Ferguson's level, nor is he on Arsene Wenger's level. But
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'll give him that. I think we could peg him as the MLS Wenger. I think you got something there, DPG.
And the thing is, I wanted this guy to be the running the show for the U.S. men's team.
He was one of the people they looked at, and they decided to go with Berhalter.
This guy, Peter Vermes, is destined to manage. He's the one that's gonna make us win the World Cup.
What sucks is, like, to me, the U.S. men's national team does not have the best coach coaching them. Bob Bradley's coaching Toronto FC. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. To me, that's the best coach in MLS, bar none. Second best coach, Bruce Arena, probably. And it's just, dude knows how to coach. Tactically, I don't know if he knows, what to do, but dude knows how to coach. Same thing with Bob. I think those are the two best coaches in MLS, and I don't know why Berhalter's got the gig over both of them. But they had it. They had their shot, and they just didn't have what Berhalter has. Nobody's had what Berhalter has at his disposal, and right?
Or lacks.
What do you mean?
Berhalter for me sometimes it's he to me. For me personally, the jury's still out. I mean, he's pulled it off a couple of times with his men's national team and the CONCACAF. But I have a feeling that once he gets to the bigger stage, once he gets to the World Cup, and he gets hit with the first European opposition or a strong team, the house is gonna crumble.
Yeah, when I look at Berhalter, I just don't see. I don't see it, and it doesn't give me faith. And when I look at Bob Bradley, I see it. When I look at Bruce Arena, I see it. Even when they got fired, and you knew it was the time. It was time to move on from Bruce Arena. It was time to move on from Bob Bradley at those times.
See, I think Peter Vermes is the kind of guy that will take this U.S. men's national team, probably cram about 7 or 8 MLS players, and then win the World Cup somehow.
Well, I don't know if that's true. When was the last time Peter Vermes won MLS? Let's find out.
Yeah.
When was the last time?
Wasn't it like
2014
or 2015 or 2013? I don't know, one of those. Dom Dwyer was still on the team when they won MLS Cup. I know that.
Okay. He was named technical. The team was in 6th place. Blah, 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 blah. Longest. He won his first piece of silverware, leading Sporting Kansas City to a penalty shootout win over Seattle Sounders in the U.S. Open Cup. The following year, he took the MLS Cup where they beat Real Salt Lake. So 2013, 2012. Makes him the only person to ever win the MLS Cup as both a player and a coach on the same team. Vermes won his 3rd trophy for U.S. Open in 2015. And then 2017, U.S. Open Cup trophy. So this guy wins tournaments. And they didn't go and get the tournament coach. They went and got Greg Berhalter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Peter Vermes strikes me as the kind of guy that will literally look at the opposition, watch tape, be very analytical, almost like Moneyball style. And I think, honestly, I believe Peter Vermes is probably running the team like Moneyball.
Oh my God! You convinced me, DPG. This guy should be the coach for MLS or for the U.S. national team right now. By the way, shout out to Lewis. Go Fire in the chat.
That was my pick for his U.S. men's national team coach was Peter Vermes. No questions asked. This guy, I don't know. To me, I think I wouldn't say he's underrated, but he should have been the leading candidate to lead the U.S. men's national team. And hopefully, depending what happens in 2022, who knows? He might still be in the running for 2026.
You got a point there. Maybe he probably is a leading candidate. Let's be honest. Unless Jose Mourinho or somebody else, of that caliber is looking at, MLS, U.S. men's national team, I think Peter Vermes is the leading candidate for U.S. 2026.
And you might even make the argument for Jesse Marsch too.
Oh, okay. I take everything back I just said about Peter Vermes. Jesse Marsch is the leading candidate, and then after him, it's Peter.
It's one of those two. I mean, I'll be happy one of those two. It just depends. Like I said, Peter Vermes can make something out of nothing. Jesse Marsch can make things happen. It just depends on which route we take. Peter
is a tournament coach. That's what it comes down to. And I'm sorry, Greg. Maybe Greg's got a few wins too, so he's a good coach. It's just I just don't see it with him. Sporting Kansas City, of course, are they pegged to? They are pegged to make the playoffs in most capacities, except for Greg, who thinks they're gonna miss.
They're making the playoffs.
I think they're making the playoffs. Getting to LA Galaxy here. I think we're getting about halfway through here. LA Galaxy are pegged by everybody to miss or make. They're half and half on them. Of course, they got Chicharito. Jonathan Dos Santos has left, though. So has Sebastian Lletget. Great quality player.
Yep.
Traded over to New England Revolution. Great pickup for them. But they did manage to bring in Douglas Acosta. and Mark Delgado. The jury's kind of out on Douglas Acosta. I mean, he's been falling off since this Bayern days, but still, he's won 11 league titles. He's won the league titles in 11 of the seasons he's played. So it's just like, this guy's a winner. He knows how to do it. Played for Juventus. He's played for Bayern. He's played for some good teams. Practiced with some great players.
Yep.
Chicharito, Cabral, Vasquez, Costa, Delgado, Revolucion, Araujo, Koulibaly, Williams, Bond, and Villafana. Koulibaly. Which Koulibaly is that? That's not the good Koulibaly. Sega Koulibaly. Is this his brother? What? No, that'd be cool.
Where is it at? I'm looking at it right now.
I don't know if it's his brother. It doesn't say.
Oh, they're...
Usman also. Does he have a brother? Brother. Nope, it's not him. They're
okay.
Maybe they're cousins or something, but they're not siblings. So,
no.
LA picked by most of the media to kind of be middling. Fire will beat them. There you go.
Yeah. I think if I were beat them, I think this team has a lot of question marks all over the field.
If they're playing in LA, do you think the Fire beat them?
Oh man, that's a good question.
I'm thinking for betting purposes, because if they're playing LA and Chicago, it's easy bet Chicago. But are they playing in LA? Do I bet for a tie? Do I bet? You know what? I think I bet for a win. I feel like Chicago shows up in LA.
I'm gonna say this. I think Chicago is probably gonna have a lot more away wins this season than we've had in the past 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons.
DPG, you just fucking said it. Oh my God. You're speaking the truth. It's got to be true. The Fire will have more away wins than ever before. It's got to be.
Yeah, I think it's... I feel it. I sense it. I feel like this season is going to be different. And even though most people are saying, well, the Fire might be 1 year away from making the playoffs or making a big noise, I
don't see so. I think
I think this season we're probably, I'm hoping it happens. We might make the finals for the U.S. Open Cup. I feel that we are going to be in the finals of the U.S. Open Cup, and we're going to make the playoffs.
DPG, I'm with you. I'm with you. I feel so good about this club. Well, the other thing is I wanted to feel good about this club for years. Past few years has been very hard to feel good about this club. And here's the thing. I think you and I are... The worst thing is, sometimes as a fan, sometimes is when you're honest with yourself and you're like, you look at your team and you're like, oh, that they can't compete. This team just cannot compete. All you want is a team that can compete.
It's funny you mention that because I always hype up the Fire to my wife, and I've done so since we started dating. Since 2014. And she says, "Oh, you say this every season. The Fire are gonna be good. The Fire are gonna win." But this season it's just different. It hits different.
DPG, you lie to yourself too much, is what you're telling me. It's like you're about the Fire. but honestly, I feel like you're honest with yourself about it, like subconsciously, but like because we love the Fire. We fucking love the Fire. We want Chicago soccer to fucking dominate. Yeah. I want Messi here. Go Blast.
Even if we didn't have Messi and if we were just a good team, oh my God,
With Lake Michigan Messi, I'll take him.
Yeah, I'll take Lake Michigan Messi. But the thing is, like I always said, if the Fire win the MLS Cup, if the Fire even win the U.S. Open Cup, I'm probably gonna start crying. Oh I didn't even cry when my son was born. Not saying I just, it was just a shocking moment. I don't know what happened, but I feel like I will cry if the Fire will win the U.S. Open Cup or the MLS Cup.
Well, the build-up and the pain tolerance is so different. In that, we started young, we're boys, and then also we turned into men. We're like, oh yeah, we'll have the family, and then we get the family going. All of a sudden, before you know it, that everything's happening. With this, it's been a slow build, slow burn, where You have you followed like me from I followed the team since 1997, since their inception.
I vaguely followed the team during the since the beginning, since 1997.
Yep.
I didn't become a true fan, a dedicated fan, 2010 and on.
Mm-hmm.
I got my season tickets out in 2011. And I haven't looked back. And it's funny that when I tell people, I was when I became a season ticket holder back in 2011, 2012, I had people tell me, you became a season ticket holder too late. We already had our good moments, but
they were right in a way.
They were right in a way, so 11 years, almost 11 years waiting for something like this, for this season to happen.
Let's fucking go, DPG. Oh,
like everything is hitting. Like, Shaqiri. Oh my God, it might not happen. It might, it was a rumor, and then bam, it happens. Oh my God, we got Jairo Torres. Oh my God, it might not happen. We don't know yet. It might not. Boom, it happens. Everything was hitting.
I also don't think we're setting our expectations too high. Like, honestly, we've just been waiting here for a contender, for one of these fucking, pardon my French, one of these GMs to make a contender. And it seemed like for a second there we had a contender with Pano and Nelson and Bastian Schweinsteiger and Nikolic just for a second there. But honestly, you guys follow Spitting Fire, we always were like, there's problems here. And sure enough, those problems erupted the very next season, and they never felt the peaks again. And that it was so abbreviated, this boost we were supposed to get from Schweinsteiger, that I feel like this time around with Shaqiri, going to be totally different. I feel like you're going to have a 3-year, 4-year, 5-year plus resurgence.
Thing about it is that this club, and I'm not even going to say the team, this club has changed from what it was 2 years ago. We have a new owner. We have basically a new front office. We got the right people, from what it seems, doing the right choices. Even George Heights, he might have messed up,
Mm-hmm.
and who knows? He might have been put in a situation where he just had to make decisions because the season was about to start. Because he did come in towards the end of 2019.
Did you listen to the press? I don't know if it was a press conference but recently Georg was speaking about that, and he admitted to basically making mistakes early in the first time. And to hear that, him saying that, like admitting that that he made mistakes early, he wasn't patient, and that this time he was patient. And this time they didn't even get their first 8 guys. Like the first guys they had pegged, they missed completely, and he didn't panic this time. And I think that was the difference.
And that's the thing too, is that we're so used to the Fire just signing people just to sign them,
Mm-hmm.
random guys from like either Eastern Europe or Colombia or somewhere in Latin America that we probably seen a few YouTube clips, and we think, okay, maybe this guy might change the team.
Katai, Gatan, Nikolic, those are all of that. They just didn't work together, but it's like they were talent.
Yeah, it's just you look at your Pupos. We had this guy named Pupo.
Yeah.
We look at
That's a great jersey.
We have you look at your Grazinis.
Oh, he was here for 14 games or something, right?
We had Aravello. We had all these random guys that it just seems that we were just signing them just to have people on the team. We had the other Nico that we got from a team in China. So it's just you look back and you look at this season, how it has shaping up, and you look back at previous seasons, at previous off seasons, and you realize is that these picks, the players that we signed this year, they make sense.
That's what I've been saying too, DPJ. You've heard me say this. Like, finally, we have a roster with like that actually makes sense when you piece it together as a connects piece or a Lego piece. Like, the pieces are correct and they fit in the right places. So many years, it's just been hodgepodge pieces of leftover bargain bin parts and sale and clearance items that were all brought together to create a winner. No. You make the right choices. You bring in the right people. And I feel like Garrick Heights, it took them 3 years of failure to get to the point of we're going to start having some seasons of success. And I got to give Joe props for sticking with Heights. Joe is the main man. He stuck with Heights when, I got to tell you, fervor, the clear and obvious fervor was to fire Garrick Heights. It's clear.
I was on that camp. I said, get rid of George Heights because he's gonna mess this team up.
Like he's done the last 3 years, right?
Yeah, exactly. I pretty much I was done with George Heights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this guy can't do anything right. And I think everybody on Twitter was giving him crap about it too. And it's just crazy how he has silenced his critics by making the right signings. These are not Nico Del Greco signings. These are, holy crap, we're actually competitive this year.
Oh my God, Nico Del Greco.
Funny story about Nico Del Greco.
Good guy.
He used to play for Club Olympia, got released, and then somehow made his way to the Fire. I don't know how. And that was always a weird.
Wasn't good enough for them, but was good enough for the Fire. That's what you're pointing out, right?
It's like, why would you make that signing? That guy, it's not like he played a lot. He only played like 11 games for Olympia,
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, everything makes sense.
Wow, we went off track there. Back to LAFC.
Let's get back to LAFC.
After dipping over to Sebastian Grazzini. In theory, what they have over at LAFC, they have 4 or 5 guys who could be the best 11 in MLS. Maybe 6 if you count Kellen Acosta. Meanwhile, their weaknesses, in theory, are the defense was breached just way too easily last few seasons. They lost Atuesta. They lost Tristan Blackman. They brought in Kellen Acosta, Maxime Crepeau, Franco Escobar, and Ryan Hollingshead.
So they beefed up the defense.
Escobar at that right back, Murillo, Mabake, and Palacios are their back 4. They got Crepeau in goal. Acosta, they're penciling in as their D-mid. Right in front of him is going to be Cifuentes and Latif Blessing. So Latif's had interesting career. I thought he was kind of a winger, and it looks like they've kind of moved him.
He was in Columbus, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's been all over. He's been a few places. Vila, Arango, and Rodriguez leading the top, though. I like that.
Good strikers. Good attacking power here.
They got great. You could see most of their power to me is like centered in their top 3, and then Acosta right behind that.
I can see why their defense is getting breached a lot, and I think they made some steps to remedy that. They got a new head coach. It's no longer Bob Bradley.
Oh no, that's right. He's from Toronto.
Yeah, I think it's Steve Cherundolo.
What, Cherundolo?
I think isn't it Cherundolo?
I'm gonna have to double check that, but I'm a big Stevie fan.
If you guys remember, if you guys are old enough, Steve Cherundolo was ex-Fire,
Rockford.
ex-US Mets.
He's from Rockford, Illinois. Ex-US Men's national team. Dude, I remember seeing him playing on the one side. Oh, I love Cherundolo. Yes, he is the LAFC head coach.
There you go, Fire connections.
So we had Cherundolo on the right side. Who was our left back for the Fire?
It wasn't Jim Curtin, was it?
No, was it Jim Curtin?
Or was it? No, it wasn't Beasley because Beasley was used on the attack.
Who's the guy over at Atlanta FC?
Oh, Bocanegra. That's who it was. It was Bocanegra
and Cherundolo. Dude, the Fire were so sick back in the day.
Oh my God! Now I'm looking back, man. That Fire team was stacked.
Guys, the Fire were so sick back in the day. It's insane. Let's get back. I mean, you can't even believe we had 2 U.S. men's national team outside backs.
Oh man, wow. And you think about
and
it,
then you had Marcus Beasley too. After that,
you had Ante Raza, Josh Wolf. Who else? At one point, we had Eric Winalder.
Josh Wolf. Oh my God, Eric for 1 year. I'm gonna see if I can get Eric on the podcast.
Thorin.
That'd be awesome.
Zach Thorin playing back. Yeah, Jim Curran playing the defense. Oh man.
Let's take a look at where the pundits have LAFC. Some have them too. 2 pundits have the LFC missing the playoffs, but everybody else has them making the playoffs. Some of them in second place.
I think this team is almost like they're almost there, but not quite.
But they just lost their coach, so.
Yeah, and I think you got to see what the effects of that. I mean, good luck to Stevie, but man, I don't know. If Bob Bradley couldn't get the job done.
Dude, ex-Fire coach. Another ex-Fire coach.
Another ex-Fire coach. Wow, man.
Where are we? Insert the what's the GIF from the guy who's always was it fucking Baldwin? Not Baldwin. Quentin Tarantino movie. And he's always Pulp Fiction. Yeah, the Pulp Fiction where it's what's his face? Not Samuel L. Jackson. Vega.
I was gonna say John Travolta.
John Travolta. Yeah, I think he's Vega in that. But yes, John Travolta. I couldn't fucking think of Travolta. And he's like, where? Another Fire coach hired. Another Fire player coach. It's just insane.
Steve Cherundolo. Oh man.
How did that creep by us?
It's almost like the Fire teams in the early 2000s and late 90s was so good that it actually evolved to coaches.
It's spontaneous. The Fire of the early 90s and late 90s, early 2000s spontaneously combusted, and all the material that made it like melted into some lava and spread out into the rest of the league.
It's like you could tell that the quality was so good that it translated into coaching. You got your Jesse Marsh, you have your Jim Curran.
You're gonna make me sick, DPG. I'm gonna.
Oh my God! You got Bob Bradley. You got Josh Wolf.
Go talk about Man United coach.
CJ. You got CJ. You got Frank Lopez. You got who else, man? You got Zach Thorin being a goalkeeper coach somewhere. You got. Who else?
Don't do it to me, DPG. No, don't do it to me. No. Why are these guys coaching the Fire? What the hell is wrong with the people that were running the Fire for the last 12 years? I know Joe's had to fix some things, but
you got Bocanegra running the show on a team in Atlanta. It's like, man, look at all that talent.
You could have had Bocanegra running the Fire. Duh. I mean, but here's the thing. I can't speak about that now. Like, everybody they brought in now, it's totally different. I love what the Fire have going on now, and I don't question it the way I used to. It's gotten to the point where I really feel like he in the last 3 years, Joe's been inside of the Chicago Fire, just digging out the rot, patching up the holes, and right now, he just finally, it's done. Now we can focus on the exterior.
Yep. What's the next team?
We got Inter Miami. Strength. The hope is that the new central field duo of Gregor and Jean Mota will be a position of strength, and the good things will flow from there. Everything about Miami being competent right now is just a theory, though. None of it has been shown in practice. I'll say this: in FIFA, they are deep.
Well, they just lost basically all their DPs.
They had good depth behind those people. Like, that's what I'm seeing, at least on FIFA. Lewis saying, we love the Fire. Oh, we absolutely love the Fire over here. Let's fucking go. I mean, like, they have this Campana guy who they think that's going to play with Higuain. He's a kid.
You also got Yedlin, who signed with the team this season.
That's a great signing.
You got Higuain, you got Campana. But it's like, you look at the people that left. Pizarro left. Matuidi, he didn't do much, but he left. Gonzalez Perez, he left.
Matuidi.
So,
but he wasn't even good.
He wasn't. Yeah, that was weird. That was the guy you were paying under the table, and he didn't do much, and now you lost some salary cap money.
That Blaise Matuidi, actually, that was really weird because that was a guy who, like, I feel like everybody in MLS was like, "Oh, that's a sure thing."
Yeah. French national team. Played for Juventus.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he played for some big clubs as well as Juventus.
He played for some big. Yeah. But who knows, man? But James, you know what? I'm gonna have to let you go, man.
All right, brother.
All right, so we'll do this. I'll see if I can get on post match on Saturday. And I'll just be on the lookout to see when you'll be running the channel again.
Hell yeah, brother. Dude, I'll try to tweet it out. I'll tweet it out early, and the game's at 5, so I'll definitely be running at least 15 minutes before the show, before everything starts. So how that goes.
All right, sounds good. Go Fire, and let's hope they win.
All right, DBG, thanks for joining the show, man. I'll catch you later.
Catch you later, man. Bye.
Bye. Next, we got Minnesota United. Thanks for DPG, guys. Hit that like button. Kick that like button. We got the greatest people coming in here and talking Chicago Fire with us. Awesome. I love it. You guys we got the greatest Chicago Fire community right here on YouTube. It's the greatest. I love it. Squeeze those udders. And hit that like button. And I'm sorry, guys. Kick that like button like it's Mrs. O'Leary's cow. Love your pod. I love you too, Louise. Dude, thanks for hanging out, talking Fire. Let us know what you guys are excited for. Shaqiri to start, or is Shaqiri going to come in as a sub? I feel like Shaqiri's going to start. You play him 60 minutes, you pull him. There you go. Or you play him for the last 40. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Let's tear through this real quick here, boys and girls. Minnesota, Honunu, Reynosa, Lod, Trapp. I like Trapp. Dodson, Fragapane. I like Fragapane. Gasper, Metanier, Baxal, Debasi, Miller. And they are not picked to do too hot, but they're going to be... Where are they? Minnesota, right here. A couple playoff predictions and a couple non-playoff predictions from the MLS lads. I think they'll be pretty okay. CF Montreal, I'm very excited. Take a look at that kit there, by the way. One of the best kits in MLS, I will say, probably this season, per my opinion anyway. The team, there is a buy-in and a chemistry last year, and when there was team-wide buy-in and chemistry last year. It trickled in, and with it came a tangible amount of progress on both an individual and collective level. Watch Georgi Mihailovic explode with Montreal. They're going to be fine this year. They're going to be great. In fact, they might be one of the teams to beat in MLS. Do they have enough top-end talent to take another step and become a playoff team? Yes. You better believe they do. They have Georgi Mihailovic, the pride of Lamont. Let's go. They're my second team this year. Let's go, Club de Foot Montreal. They got Mason Toya leading the front. They got Romel Kyoto on the right side and Mihailovic. Look at that front three. You got Georgi Mihailovic playing as their number 10, guys. Georgi Mihailovic playing basically as their number 10. If you had to ask me, would I rather have Georgi Mihailovic here or Shaqiri? I'd rather... I don't want to answer that question. I do not want to answer that question. I would rather have both. Don't make me answer that question, chat. If you make me answer that question, we'll get into the next stream. Ask me it in the comments below, and I'll have to answer it. Otherwise, I'm not answering that question because I want Georgi Mihailovic on this team now. And it was such a mistake that they traded him. But we'll move over. I think that Montreal is going to do great this season. Most of the pundits agree. Few saying that they are not going to be okay. Nashville, different story. They are pretty solid, if I recall. Look at this. All of the pundits are predicting Nashville to make the playoffs. Is that surprising? I think so. But then again, if you look at what they've acquired Sean Davis, who's really good. Former New York Red Bulls captain, is coming over to Tennessee. And don't they have Dax McCarty? Yeah, that's right. He rejoins former teammate Dax McCarty and Mule in Nashville, who open in their new downtown stadium May 1st. I think that might be a game to check out if you want to get there. I don't think you're going to be able to get a ticket, but it will be fun. Nashville is so much fun. Shout out to our buddy who lives in Nashville. Moot. The veteran forward probably won't be expected to start all that often. That's talking about Teal Bunbury. What? You ain't going to start Teal Bunbury all that often, but that was probably the view of CJ Sapong's signing last year before he won the starting job and formed a great partnership with Ani Mukhtar. Bunbury arrives via trade from New England and gives manager Gary Smith another veteran option alongside Sapong. Interesting. I like FC Nashville. Nashville SC. You got Sapong leading the line. You got Ani Mukhtar, Leal right behind him. Godoy, McCarty, Dax, the former captain for the Chicago Fire over on the right side, right center midfield. Then you got Alexander Mule. I like that. Lovitz, Romney, Walker, Zimmerman, and Mayer, of course, making up that 5-man back line. And you got Willis in net. I like Willis. Well, yeah, it's called Willis goalie, U.S. I just want to look at Willis's history. DC United, Houston Dynamo, Nashville. Yeah, I like Joe Willis. I think that's going to be good for them. Let's see. And, of course, they already picked them all. They're going to be fine. New England Revolution, led by Bruce Arena. I love it. Top-tier attacking DPs and a whole slew of talent around behind them. Propensity towards wide-open attacking soccer means they rarely control the central midfield. That's often prevailed against some of the best teams. So that's the problem for New England, even though they had the best record in all of MLS last year. Oh, my God. I keep pressing the mic. I'm just a... But I do think that New England are solidly in the playoffs. They are also, though, in the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference is, I think, more difficult, as we went over with DPG, more difficult than the Western Conference in general. New England, of course, have Buxa, Boo, Gill, McNamara, and Matt Polster playing D-mid? What? Leggett over on the left mid. I love that. Jones, By, Kessler, Farrell, and Turner and net. Nope. What? Turner? Oh, is he's still here? Turner. New England is because he was rolled back? He was loaned back. It's all coming back to me. He was loaned back. Okay. He's coming later. He's still Matt Turner's still here. Okay. Sorry for the confusion. I was confused. I didn't know. I was trying to find out right here on the show. And we go to New York City, to Yankee Stadium, where they got the shitty jersey. I like the colors, but the execution, nope, not so much. They were the best in the league at creating chances via possession, via pressing, and via set pieces. And there's a reason they won the MLS Cup, but only one guy, and that's Tasti Castellanos, consistently finished those chances, and now he's likely to be sold in the summer. They lost James Sands. They lost Jesus Medina. They lost Ismail Tajuri-Shradi. Do they have enough to hold up? I don't know. They brought in Thiago Martins, and that's it. Well, truth be told, they did their work for 22 last year with Thiago Andrade and Teles Magno arriving without clear roles. Magno in particular will have a big jump in 22 after Jesus Medina and Ismail Tajuri-Shradi both departed. They're excited for New York City FC. Right now pegged to make the playoffs by all of the pundits. Castellanos, Rodriguez, Morales, Parks, Magno, Amundsen, Collins, Thiago, Gray, Johnson. Moving on to Red Bulls, my New York team. Look at that jersey. One of the best in MLS. Chef's kiss right there. Just a thing of beauty. Energy drink soccer. After 8 years of this, Red Bull New York are still singular in their commitment to an ultra direct and ultra pressing soccer, and it still works. Quote of the day: after the past few years, though, it's worked well enough to be a fringe playoff team, not the winners. So hopefully they'll figure it out this year. But will they? Because they just lost Sean Davis, Andrew Gutman, Fabio, all gone. But they brought in Luquinhas, Lewis Morgan, and Caden Clark. I like Caden Clark there. Klamala leading their line. Morgan, Clark, Caceres, Luquinhas, Yearwood. Not Tolkien, but Tolkien. Nealis, Long, Edwards, and Cornell. Of course, the pundits picking Red Bull to mostly miss. Only 3 pundits picking the Red Bull to make the playoffs. And we enter into the final 8 teams. Orlando City, one of the most underrated center back pairings in the league with a very solid D-mid pairing in front of them. The attack mostly didn't work last year, but there are some new faces in town. But it's all to be determined until they all do it on grass. I like this. Cara, Patea, Michel, Torres, Mendez, Junior Urso, Ruan, Johnson, Antonio Carlos, Moutinho, and Galice. Where are they picked? Orlando. They're going to make the playoffs per every single MLS pundit on MLS.com. Making the playoffs, Orlando City. Surprising. I feel like that's one of the more middling rosters. I mean, I didn't see anything super stand out that was like, oh, I mean, especially with the East. The East is very competitive. So, and I like Orlando. I've covered Orlando for various media. Back in the day, they were one of my teams that I had to write about. Strength, consistent winners, and talent developers with a robust man-up ethos that makes them impossible to grind down. And who are we talking about? We're talking about the Philadelphia Union. Quite good, but they lost Kasper Przybyłko. No longer have Jamiro Montero. They did bring in Mikel Ure and Julian Carranza. Does the league like him? Do the MLS pundits like him? Oh, they like him. They like him a lot. They like them a lot. They're going to make the playoffs per every single MLS pundit. Do I agree? I think so. They're really good. Portland Timbers, next on the docket. The Portland Timbers icon, Diego Valeri, has gone and left. Steve Clark also gone. But they did bring in David Ayala. Is it enough to win the league in Portland? No, probably not. But is it enough to make the playoffs? Per most of the MLS pundits, yes, it is. Mora, you got Chara, Blanco, Asperilla, Williamson, Diego Chara, Van Rankin, Mabiala, Zuparic, and Ivaivicic, and Bravo! Claps and click that like button, guys, for Spitting Fire. Oh, no. Oh, it's gone. Oh, no. How do I get back? How do I get back to the breakdown? No. There it is. Okay, we're back to the breakdown. Sorry, live. It's the dangers of doing live. Portland Timbers already did. Real Salt Lake will move into Real Salt Lake. Do the people like Real Salt Lake? RSL. Real Salt Lake. Pegged to miss the playoffs entirely by all MLS pundits. Is it going to be true? I think so, but they've always surprised. Real Salt Lake always produces some weird results. I mean, they surprise. But they've won more championships than the Fire have recently. Is that not true? It stinks for us Fire fans, but it's true. Albert Rusnak, gone. Anderson Julio, gone. But they did bring in Sergio Cordova. Is it enough? Pundits don't think so. They got Wood, Krelich, Ruben, Menendez, Ruiz, Everton Luiz. They got two. They got Ruiz and Everton Luiz. I like that. Herrera, Silva, Glad. He's glad to be there. Brody and Ochoa. Actually, Glad's a good player. Justin Glad. I believe that Lavelle Palmer shout out to Justin Glad last time he was on our show and said he's a very good player. And one of the players he remembered playing with and enjoyed playing with. Back in Real Salt Lake. San Jose Earthquakes. Next on the docket, a roster of relatively proven MLS guys that make sense on paper in a bog standard straightforward 4-2-3-1. Weakness, Almeida's spent preseason lining up his team in a 3-4-3 with Jackson Ewell at center back. So quite weird. Ebobise, Espinoza, Montero, Cowell leading the line for Quakes, Judson, Ewell, Thompson, Nathan, Beeson, M. Lopez, and Marcinkowski. So it sounds like they might have Ewell playing some sort of sweeper stopper role. Probably a stopper role. It doesn't make sense to play sweeper role for him being a center mid. More of a stopper role makes more sense to me. So that'll be interesting to see what's going on with the Quakes. I like Almeida. He's a good coach. Do the pundits like them? No, they have them all to miss except for one. Greg thinks that San Jose will make the playoffs. Finally, moving into Seattle Sounders in our final three here. Seattle Sounders definitely going to make the playoffs. I don't even have to take a look at here. Yep, for sure going to make the playoffs. You could pencil in, put a little money on them to maybe win MLS. We'll see how that goes. They've got the deepest, best constructed roster in the league. The type that can get 60 points even when missing some of their very best players all year long. Are those elite players quite as elite as they were 2 years ago? The league's gotten better. The Sounders have gotten older. So we shall see. As far as the starting lineup, Ruidiaz leading the line, Lodero, Rusnak, and Morris for the front four for the Seattle Sounders. And of course, you got João Paulo, Christian Roldan, his brother Roldan at right back, Gomez Andrade, Arriaga, and Arriaga too. I mean, Nuhu over at left back, and Fry. Oh my God, Sounders have the greatest Simpsons meme ready to go. There you go, Seattle Sounders. Definitely going to make the playoffs there, no doubt. And guess, did we even talk about Jordan Morris? Yeah, he's over on the left side. Sorry, I missed. Live show. Toronto FC, second to last team, definitely going to make the playoffs as well. I just don't see where the doubt's coming. But guess what? The pundits have it. 5 pundits out of 8 doubting the Toronto even make the playoffs. 3 of the other pundits thinking that they do. Josie Altidor's gone. Jefferson Saltado's gone. Richie Larrea's gone. Omar Gonzalez is gone. And who has come? Lorenzo Insigne. Perhaps the biggest MLS signing of the offseason, but he still won't be arriving, I think, until May or June. So he is not going to be here when the season starts. And of course, we got Carlos Salcedo, Toronto's other DP acquisition, bringing him in after moving on from Saltado. Maybe the scouting reports got mixed up on the first time. Akinola, Achara, Pozuelo, Nelson, Michael Bradley, Osorio, Marshall Ruddy, who they're very excited about. That Marshall Ruddy, circle him. Salcedo, Mavinga, Schaffelberg, and Bono and Net. And of course, they're coached by Dad Bob Bradley. Toronto definitely going to make the playoffs. No doubt about it. Brings us to our final MLS preview. Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2022. Let's see what they're going to do. That jersey, I actually kind of like it. It's a little plain, but I kind of like it. It's okay. They were brilliant in transition after Vanni Sartini took over midseason 2021. Plus, they bring back all the same pieces and a few potential upgrades. Too often, you could play through the midfield or just annihilate them over the top when they took insane risk pushing forward, and that's why they probably will not make the playoffs. Guess what? They will make the playoffs per 6 different MLS pundits. 2 saying nope, but most of the MLS pundits think that Vancouver has enough with White, Casado, Gold, Alexandre, Tibert, Brown, Blackman, Velasanovic, Jungwirth, and Jajome leading the first 10, and then Hassal and Net. Of course, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Kick that like button like you mean it. And subscribe to Spitting Fire. We always enjoy talking Chicago Fire here. We will be here for the live stream on Saturday, 15 minutes before the match at least, and all the way through it and after for post-game. We're going to have a blast. Come on, hang out in the Discord, hang out in the live chat, either or. If you want to toss a comment there, you toss a comment here. Either way, come in. Let's go have a little fun. Enjoy the Chicago Fire while they go and kick Inter Miami's butt in Miami. And then go celebrate. Celebration time. Let's go. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that is about all for me tonight. Have a great one. I'll catch you guys on the next Spitting Fire. Of course, hit that bell icon. You got to ring it so you let Chicago know, especially if you want to know about our live streams and when we're going live. It lets you know on YouTube. It says, hey, Spitting Fire is live. Hop in the live chat. Go hang out. Let's talk some Chicago Fire. Let's go. Also, follow me on YouTube or follow me on Twitter, FireEngine97. And we just launched our brand new Spitting Fire shop on Bonfire. Take a look. We got some awesome loot up there. If you want to support the show, we'd greatly appreciate it. It pushes us on to do bigger and better things for our Chicago Fire community. Upwards and always. Let's go, Fire fans. Fire it up. We'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully the mic was good. Yeah? Hot mic? All right, guys. Catch you guys later. Firing it down. Oh, Snapchat. I'm so sorry. I put up the wrong graphic. I see that it says, keep the fire going. Be right back. End of the show. End of the show. It's over. It's over. Go home. I already am home. I'll catch you guys next time. Let me know how the mic was. Put your comments below. Are you guys excited for Chicago Fire? I am. Let's go. Spread the word on menus nationwide. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.